salaried job is therefore a very important source of employment which is less. Let me give one more figure and then I will stop. Of the total land and businesses in Telangana, almost 56% are owned by OBC and another 25% by high caste. OBC of the upper layer IDP. And scheduled caste own only 8%, while their population is 18%. Tribal own only 10%, while their population is, I think, about 11%. They own more or less equally. It is the scheduled caste who own the resources which are less than their share in the population. Regular salaried job, of the several regular salaried jobs, 57% is OBC and 25% high caste. So high caste and OBC have almost 80% of the job in the state. Scheduled caste only 13% and tribe only 3%. These are the disparities that you have to keep in mind. Lastly, I will mention one figure and stop it and summarize. Education leads to regular salaried employment. If you have education, your capability for employment increases. Employability increases, you can get the job. What is the access to higher education to this various group? Unfortunately, I don't have figure for Muslim, but I think they are not doing, they are almost maybe very close to scheduled caste or scheduled tribe. The endowment in higher education in Telangana is 21%. Not that bad compared to other states, but it's low. But it is 31% for the high caste, it is 21% for OBC, 18% for scheduled caste, and only 7% for scheduled tribe. There are huge inter-caste disparity in access to higher education. So friends, this is the challenge before Telangana. There are inequalities across the caste, inequality across religious groups, inequality across poor and non-poor. We have gone for a privatization of higher education in a big way. Of the total student that goes to higher education system in Telangana, 46% are in private aided, private unaided, private self-financing institutions, 46%. So privatization of higher education is very high in Telangana. Only 70% goes into private aided and 36% in public. But you can see huge disparity across the caste. Only 14% of the scheduled caste students goes to self-financing colleges, professional colleges, as against 60% for the high caste and 45% for OBC. So this is poor. You can see that it reflects the poor status of the people who cannot afford the private education. Telangana has to guard itself from this massive privatization that is going on, which reduces the access to the poor, which reduces the access to the poor among the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and others. If there are inequality in education, inequality in capability, the poor and the low caste will go to the public school, the rich will go to the self-financing school, get a better education vis-a-vis the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. Their possibility of getting an employment in higher education, in regular salary job will be higher. Education became a source of economic inequality. Education is supposed to be a leveler, give education to everybody, so that it became instrument of progress and equality. Here education is becoming a source of inequality. So let me summarize then, last point, that Telangana has the excellent opportunity to undertake policy, to learn from this, that they have disparities in access to resources, in education and in poverty. I have not taken many other indicators. You will get disparity in access to housing, electricity, water, sanitation. It has an excellent opportunity because it is making a beginning. To develop a policy, economic policy and social policy, which will be inclusive of poor. You will have to plan for economic growth which is pro-poor. which is inclusive of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC, and poor from all the caste and religion. And you can develop that. Then the togetherness and one feeling and one emotion will enhance again further. Otherwise, this inequality might lead to internal discontent. So make economic democracy possible, make social democracy possible, and make, of course, political democracy possible, as I said earlier. Make the democracy a participatory so that everybody participates. That was the purpose of small set. If the small set means that relatively richer section participate in the governance, they get elected through electoral process, they get in the governance and bureaucracy. That was also earlier. Relatively better off always get a chance to you, whether the state is big or small. What is important is that the relatively poor should get a chance in the governance in a smaller state. And so you have a challenge of converting political democracy into an inclusive democracy and participative democracy, as well as you have a challenge of undertaking policies which will bring equality in access to resources, education, and ultimately reduce the poverty and bring a well-being for everybody and bring you together much more closer again. So that 15 years down the line you can say that our decision to have a Telangana was the right decision. It has benefited everybody. I think these are my some suggestions, some thinking particularly based on the view of Dr. Ambedkar, which I wanted to share with you. You have given me an opportunity. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
మీరు ప్రసంగాన్ని కోరణం సార్ గారు తెలుగులో మీకు వివరిస్తారు. కోరణం సార్ గారు ప్రసంగించే ముందు బెల్లంపల్లి నుండి వచ్చినటువంటి రాకేష్ ఒక పాట పాడాల్సిన కోరుతున్నారు. కొంతమంది నిద్రావస్థలో ఉన్నారు.